Hey guys, it is Sanjay and Rose with Motivation Station. Good morning, good morning. Once again, it's just me again, but it's okay. You guys will grow to enjoy my face now. But welcome back to another episode of Motivation Station. Today's just gonna be actually today's gonna be a really short episode, just because we were playing catch up on a lot of things going on in our lives. I have a small update from Rose, who's still working very hard. She's still trying to figure out her schedule. She's still trying to figure out her training session, which is going to be, the remainder of this month. So we'll see once I hear back from her, I guess I'll figure out what the schedule will be like for her. Um, and then after that, I think early on she did mention that her schedule was going to be early. I think she's supposed to be working Saturday mornings, which kind of is, unfortunately, it is what it is. Like, you got to do what you got to do. And I told her, I was like, listen, if it comes down to it, and you have to work your schedule, right? If you work at 10 o'clock, or sorry, 11 o'clock when we do our podcast, so be it. Like, it's just the nature of life, right? So you just have to go in and do your work, and we'll come out of it. And I told her, I was like, listen, for the most part, we don't have to do motivation station at 11 o'clock. We can change the time, right? And maybe make it like an evening thing. Maybe do it like a after supper, like oh, sorry, I thought something's behind me. It was just my mic. um After supper, like, cool down, wind down or something like that at the end of the day. And instead of having coffee, we'll switch over to wine glasses, whatever. But we could always keep this podcast going. And right now we're just going through like some trials and stuff, because she's going through that. I just have such a busy month this month and going into the summer, which I'll briefly go over, and I'll share some, like, just some story time stuff for today. But today I will be going out, so then that's why it's kind of short notice for the episode. But like, Rose is gonna finish up her training in May, and then we'll see how her schedule goes, and then we'll continue the awesome series that we have going. In May, we actually have a special guest who wants to be part of our Mother's Day time period. So my wife wants to be on the podcast, which I thought was amazing. I didn't even know she watches the podcast, but she wants to be on the podcast, and she wants to be on the Mother's Day episode to go over motherhood and her adventure through that for like the last 3 years. Even prior to that, the whole pregnancy and going through the pregnancy and the motions of that. So I think that'll be a fun episode. I think that'll also be a longer episode, but I think it will be a overall good time. As far as Rose, I know Rose says that she has some training. She's coming down in May, and she has a bridal shower or something in June as well. So she has some times that she set up to come out here. Maybe we'll try to do a in-person episode. Can't guarantee it, but we'll work whatever we can out, or we'll just do what we've always been doing. We also have what else is coming up? I think just the summer in general. I don't really have summer plans. I don't know about Rose outside of June, but I'm like a homebody. So I if I travel, I always try to travel off season. But so my schedule going forward is kind of chaotic. I have a um I have a bachelor party to go to today. Nothing crazy. James was on our podcast a few episodes ago. And we're doing a bachelor party. We're trying to decide to go between axe throwing and shooting today, and then we have a nice dinner set up. So I think it'll be a fun night. And then tomorrow, or actually right after the podcast, I have a Easter egg hunt to take my daughter to. My town is doing one in town hall, so we're gonna try to go to that after the podcast, which I'm looking forward to. I think it'll be fun for her. But then, yeah, after that is the bachelor party. After that, I mean, I'll come home, and then Sunday church, and I think it's the Might be something Easter related with church again too. I don't remember, but I have a lot this weekend. But then going forward in May, May is kind of like the deep breath before the plunge. So May I don't have anything, but then like June I'm doing this travel, which I think what my podcast might actually be from a remote place. I'm gonna have to do it in such a weird way because I don't know if I'm gonna bring my laptop with me. Not that I don't want to bring it, but it's kind of a hassle to bring it. But I'll see. So anyway, um, I have to go to the wedding, right? So the bachelor party is today, but then the wedding's in June. So it's June 7th, which is a Saturday. But since I'm flying out, so the wedding is in Reno, Nevada, which I've I've only been to the West Coast like once in my life. But I'm looking forward to going because I think it's gonna be a nice little adventure for myself. Um, it's in Nevada. So since I'm going out there, I talked about one of my best friends that lives on the West Coast, and I was like, you know what if I fly out to her too, since I'm already on the West Coast, and I haven't I haven't been to Disney out there either, since I just haven't been out there. And she's like, hey, let's go to Disney. I was like, you know what, that sounds pretty fun. And I have a good friend of mine, another best friend that was like, hey, I have Disney tickets if you want to go. So I was like, oh hell yeah. So he's gonna throw me some Disney tickets. So I'm gonna be able to go to the wedding, visit my best friend, and then go to Disney as well. And I'm gonna stay out there for like a few more days just to see how like she lives out there, just to see her nature of work. She's like a horse trainer, and like she does training lessons for like people who want to learn to ride or do events and stuff like that. So I want to see what she's passionate about and just go like hang out with her and see how that goes. Then when I come back, I finished my script for my Jay Hunter show, my John Wick spinoff. I'm calling it the Hunter Chronicles. Um, that's gonna take off filming hopefully by the end of June, beginning of July. It's gonna be tricky to do because I want to time all my shots. I want to time all my filming, editing. I'm probably gonna need help with, and I kind of want to do all this before it gets too busy. And I say it like that because my rap group that I listen to, Run the Jewels, they're going on tour, and I think the tour is actually starting next month. But they're gonna be in Jersey on in July, July 16th, I think, and then they're gonna be in New York July 17th, and then they're still traveling after that. So if I'm gonna reach out to the DJ just to kind of like talk to him and ask him about like music rights and using music, it's gonna be hard to do during that time period because he's probably gonna be swamped. But I'm gonna try to make the the most of it. Sorry, I'm still fighting a cough here. Um, so once that filming is over and done, I mean, I'm hoping by the end of like August, I'll have it up and ready. Episodes 2, 3, and 4 are gonna just be out. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna see how, if how people like it, what kind of feedback I get, and if people really like it, then I'm gonna hope to continue shooting and continue filming. Um, and maybe do a season 2. Like I already have ideas of like how I want season 2 to go, but I not that I don't want to waste time, not that like I feel like I'll be wasting time filming it even if no one watches, but like I want to put my efforts into some, because like my efforts in this essentially are going to towards something that like yeah, I am passionate about, but it's for people to watch. It's not just like for me to do just for the sake of doing it, but it's like for people to enjoy, to people to watch, people to maybe even criticize, whatever. Like it's like a movie. You don't make a movie to make a movie and be like, I'm done with it, and no one will watch it. You kind of want people to watch it, so that's what I'm aiming to do. And if I get positive feedback, if people are like, hey, this is pretty damn good, or whatever like that, I'll continue, and maybe I can start filming for like the winter time because I'll have some money saved up maybe, and I can do some stuff then. Um, but yeah, I mean, I feel like the rest of the year is just gonna fly by. And as far as motivation station goes, I know things are kind of on the slower end right now. We're slowing down just because of life is hitting both of us, right? So for me, work is work. Work is still going. Um, I've been fighting cold for like the last like 2 months and stuff, but I've been getting through that too. Rose has been working, training and working. We have some guests here and there lined up, But like for May, we didn't really think about much. But I think it's just because we're just trying to settle in with like where we're at, and it's not necessarily going bad. It's just tough, and we're still trying to make our time for it, and we still want to do our episodes every Saturday like this. Like I said, the time might change. But we'll see. I gotta hear back from Rose, and hopefully maybe Rose will do like another update video, or maybe even chime in for an episode, or maybe I didn't get to do it the last time Rose did an episode. She just had to record and send it up. But maybe I'll sit down and do a pre-recorded episode with Rose and upload that instead, and maybe that'll be a little bit better. Um, but other than that, like things are going well, and I do enjoy doing this, uh, very much still. And I think we're gonna talk more about our own motivations a little bit more, which I was hoping to talk about today during the roundup because most of last month, even this month, we were talking about friends, the importance of friendship. And I even, on our Facebook group, I'll put up some quotes about, just things that are relevant to every day and things that people can feel. So I just wanted to share a few quick stories about the importance of friendship and having people in our lives. But one of my best friends, Matt. I've known him since high school, and we met through Jazz, right? You remember Jazz, the guy who probably still doesn't remember that I'm handicapped. But anyway, um, we met through him, and he 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 became like a brother to me, right? And I mean this in the way that like I would like when I met him, I started going to his house, and they treated me like a son. Like they treated me like one of their own. I would come over, I would get fed, right? They would like every day we'd come home from school, and at the time, their grandma was alive. Rest in peace, Helen. But she was around, and she would start giving him a snack, right? So she would make like a hot pretzel with like cheese dip or cheese whiz or whatever, something like just to nibble on. And every day we were coming over almost every day. Like at least every other day I was coming over, right? And we would come over, and she started making multiple plates for Jazz and for myself to enjoy. And we didn't ask; it just started happening that way. And on top of all that, sometimes we would stay, sometimes we don't, right? But we were kind of like expected to stay for dinner. So at the beginning I didn't because I felt like I was intruding, right? So I was like, I don't want to stay for dinner. Like, you guys, it's your family thing. It's, and they're like, no, you're staying. But that was like after a while. But even when I wasn't, like, if the weather was good, I would walk home. If the weather wasn't great, they would give me a ride. No problem at all. Like, there was times that I used to go to their house, and they wouldn't even like ask me. They would see that I'm getting ready to leave, and then they would just get the car keys, put on their own jackets, and just be like, all right, let me drop you off. And I'm like, no, you guys have to prep dinner, you guys have stuff to do. No, I'm good. And they're like, no, just let's go. And it's been like that since like high school. Obviously college, I started driving, stuff like that. And I didn't come as I didn't go into the house as much, and they used to start calling me stranger. And I felt, at first I felt bad because I was like, damn, I don't have time to come over every day like I used to. um but they kind of stepped back from that. But I try to make time to go there as often as I could. Now Matt and I, we were close for playing video games. Like, we played a lot of Counter Strike when we were a little bit younger. We played like almost every night. We played games in general every night, and then even after Counter Strike, we played some other games, and we played mostly every night. And like as of late, it started slowing down, not because like we don't really have games that match anymore. We both kind of just started doing our own things. I started playing some other weird games and horror games and stuff like that. He got more into playing games with some of his own friends, and he plays card games and board games. So we kind of like diverted routes. And as much as I don't catch him as often, he's one of those people that when I show up, there's no grief. There's no like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Like, why are you showing up again? There's nothing like that with him. I show up, he treats me like the same he treats me. And we always bag on each other, but we always like, hey, let's go out drinking, let's go do this, let's go do that. And one thing that like I was happy, like I'm always happy to take him out. He doesn't drive. And I don't want to get into details as to why he doesn't drive, but he just doesn't drive, so be it. So I'll drive him places. Like, if we go out drinking, I'll drive. If we go out to an event, I'll drive, right? And um, I've been struggling financially for like the last few months. And I think he knows too, like, cause we'll talk about it. And we went to a few like craft beer events, and it was fantastic. Like, I went to a few places where we just tried all these different types of beers. They also had whiskey and tequila and like scotch. It was great. It was like a really fun event, and I was just so happy that we went because like it was just like a very like like homie to homie. Like, we just went out drinking, talking, and Matt was always a shy person. Matt never really opened up to anybody, and like even Matt is talking to people. He's like, hey, like, like I like if I start a conversation with somebody, I'm like, what beer is that? That looks pretty good, and they'll talk, and then he'll like chime in, and he's like, oh, that sounds good. Like, I actually like the darker beers and stuff like that, and like he gets more comfortable when we go out in public, and I think I love that because it opens him up, and it expands our own friendship, and it was such like a beautiful thing. So we went out to a few. We're going to another one soon in Asbury Park. I gotta look up the date on it, but we had such a good time, right? And recently, like yesterday, we went out, and it was like I was like, yo, I just got paid, like we're good to go out, right? And we went out because we he saw last week that there's tickets to watch Star Wars Episode 3, right? They're playing in theaters again because it's like the 20-year anniversary. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. Like, I love Star Wars. We must go, right? So he's like, all right, I'll buy the tickets, right? And I was like, all right, cool. And not that I was like, I know I could buy the tickets. I just got paid, right? He didn't even hesitate. He's like, I'll buy the tickets and we'll just go. So I was like, cool, okay, right? And I was happy, and I didn't argue, right? And then we go yesterday, right? We go to the like a smaller theater, or they had oh, I could show it. Hold up. I had a late night dinner. Don't judge me. See, they had a cool episode 3. It's like a. Let me move my fingers. It's like a popcorn bin. It's like it's metal. It's pretty nice. I like it a lot. But one of the other theaters had um, a different one. It was Darth Vader's head, and they also had like a Darth Vader cup. But I didn't get that because it was just, I didn't want to pay more money. But anyway, so we go, and he's like, yeah, do you want to pay or should I pay? I was like, no, dude, you bought the tickets, man. I got you, right? Okay, so he buys the bucket and he buys the cup, and then you get a free soda with it. So great. And then I'm looking at it. I'm like, what's the price of everything? And I think he's watching me as I'm buying it, right? So I'm looking. I'm like, you know what? The bucket's almost the same price as a normal large bucket. I'll just get the normal bucket. And then I was like, I wanted the cup, but I don't want to spend the extra. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll just get a small soda. I was like, I'm okay without the cup because the difference was like $13. Not a lot, but I just don't want to spend a lot. So everything comes out total. It's like $57, right? Not so much. Actually, well, there's a lot for going to movies. But anyway, I go to pay with my card. I scan it, and it gets declined, and I'm just like, no way, no way. Like, maybe it didn't scan properly. so I so I'm like, all right, let me just clean my card. Do the little, clean the card, clean it in your shirt. I go scan it again, declined, and I was like, nah, there's nothing wrong with this. What the heck? So then, like, I pull out my phone, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's the card. Let me just do pay with the phone, even though it links to the card. It doesn't make a difference, and it got declined, and I'm like, oh, shit. I had some cash, and I was about to pull out cash. And yo, without hesitation, Matt pulls out his card and just pays for it. And I was like, yo, like, it's all right. Like, my card is acting up. I'll pay you back. And he's like, nah, don't worry about it, dude. And I was like, really? So, we went out, we had a good dinner. We had a good time at the movies. On the way home, we talked more about the movies. And then I hope Matt traveled safely. He's probably not going to watch my podcast, but I hope Matt traveled safely because he was going to Virginia that night. So after the movie, he came home, got ready, and went to Virginia. It was like a Star Wars card event, like a card game event. So he went out there with a friend of his, and I hope they got there safe and are having a good time. But like when I dropped him off home, I was like, yeah, like dude, I'll pay you back. Like he's like, nah, you know what? We'll figure it out later. And I was just like, damn, dude, like I didn't know what to say. I was like, I said thank you, of course. I was like, thanks a lot, man. And as he left, like I started sitting there, and I was just like, damn, I feel bad that like my card got declined. He essentially paid for everything. He paid for the movie tickets and he paid for the food and everything. And I was just like, you didn't need to do all that. I'll pay you back. And he's like, don't even worry about it. But of course, I'm probably gonna take him out to go get beers and such of such of that nature. But like we it just shows how much we've grown together. Like that's a brother right there. Like he saw after he saw my card decline once, I saw him pulling out his wallet, but I didn't register it because I was like, nah, I got it. And like when it declined again, he's just like, nah, I got it. And then he just paid for it and we walked away. And I was like, damn, dude. And that just our friendship. We've been friends for over 2 decades, man. And it's just like he's a shy person. He doesn't really talk to a lot of people, but he's such a good natured person. He's such a good souled person. Like he's been there for me in my dark days, but like we don't talk intimately. Like we don't talk about like our feelings. We'll bullshit to each other. We'll joke around. We'll play video games. We'll go drink. But we never opened up in that sense. But like he'll be there. Like he'll talk to me and he'll just be like, hey, let's do something. Let's go out. Let's go to beer garden. Let's go, to the movies. Let's go to the Star Wars board card game event at the store. And we always try to make plans to do stuff. He loves to go shooting. Not like hunting animals, but like we go to ranges and shoot guns. And I haven't taken him in years, and not once has he complained about it. I feel bad because I want to take him. It's just, has to having a family and it's hard to hold a job and stuff like that. Um, like I just don't make the time like I used to, and I feel bad. But I love the fact that I see him and nothing changes. Even with his family, I actually call his family my second family because every time I go, and especially if I'm over at a certain time, I'm just expected to stay for dinner. I'm expected to show up. We go to we their his mom wasn't doing that hot lately, because she's been going through some health issues and she's been taking some medicine, and she hasn't been able to fully like cook and stuff like that. So I didn't want to lay extra stress on her to have to cook for us. But we're expected to come over every week for dinner and just play catch up. And I bring my daughter, and my daughter loves going to their house, and they treat her like their own daughter. Oh God. Okay, I almost teared up. But they treat her just as if like Lily's their own daughter, and like we used to go over for their house for Easter dinner. We haven't done it in a while. We just haven't had time. But we went over before that, after dinner, right? Because we didn't want to stay for dinner, or we didn't want to come around dinner time. Because then, if they're having dinner and we show up and they didn't have enough food, it's kind of awkward. And I don't want to put them in that position. So I was like, no, we'll just go after dinner. And we went after dinner, and, we wanted to say thank you because Lily's birthday just passed like, a month ago. And they went to Myrtle Beach, which reminds me, I always go to, they have a condo down there, and they let me stay down there sometimes. And they'll offer a discount, which is like great because it's expensive to travel. And yeah, so all that. But anyway, so they were gone for like a few weeks, and we came by and we're like, we just want to say thank you for the gifts. And Lily wants to say thank you, give everybody a hug and stuff like that. And you know what they did? We went right before Easter Sunday, right? So it was good. I think we went Good Friday. I think we went to the house. No, we went to the house on Saturday. I'm sorry. We went to their house on Saturday, and we showed up before they were leaving for dinner. So, because they have dinner at her son's house, and we showed up way before because we didn't want to eat anything. And she comes out and she gives Lily an Easter basket full of goodies, right? So like eggs, like plastic eggs with candy in it, a giant milk chocolate Easter bunny egg, like Easter bunny shaped chocolate, a lot of toys, a lot of dolls, all neatly wrapped. I wish I have a picture. Wrapped in a in a basket. and with wrapping paper, and it says Lily on it. And I was like, you don't have to do all this. This is crazy. And she's like, no, I do it. She's like, I do it for all my kids. And I was like, damn. So I mean, I had a good week if you look at it that way. Besides fighting a cold that went away and came back full force, and as you can kind of hear, it's mostly going away, but it was a good time, and this shows importance of like I love the fact that I have these people in my life, and I can't believe at a point I thought ill of my life, and these guys have been these guys have been here for like 2 decades, and I definitely think, especially when I got in my accident like a few years ago, it was like it's not that I disconnected with them fully, but I didn't see them for months on end, and they were telling me like, "Hey, stranger, we don't see you anymore," and I was just like, "Yeah, just I'm going through a lot, right?" And they're just always there, and my dumbass almost threw that all away. But lesson learned, and here I am, and here they are, and I appreciate every single second of that. Um, so I wanted to share just that story today, just a little heartwarming story for you to share right before the summer. I hope everyone is doing well. I cannot believe it's already May, and I can't believe this episode 27. Like we're doing phenomenal. I want to invest a little bit more into these episodes. I want to kind of start reaching out to people to see if they want to be on the show. I definitely want to do some catch up on some of my other guys. Like I've been meaning to reach out to John and Frank, um, but I know they're a little bit busier on the weekends. So if anything, I'm gonna see if I can catch Frank maybe for the next episode. Um, See if we can shoot a quick episode, like a quick maybe like a recording, and see if I can throw him on here and just see how he's doing. I know he's doing some more. He has some sales going on at his store right now for computers, laptops, monitors, stuff like that. Definitely check it out if you can. Um, I added the link to Lunar Fair below as well, because that's coming up tomorrow. Yeah, Sunday. So I'm trying to buy tickets to go to that. I'm gonna see if I can make it out to that because I have church tomorrow. Um, but I just want to catch up with everybody and see how they're doing. Maybe throw some other guests on here. I think Rose said that she has Teresa wants to come on here. I don't remember, but I gotta check with that. But I definitely want to get some more people on here. Have them share their story, see how everyone else is doing. But other than that, like I said, Rose and I are kicking it. Rose and I are doing well. It's been kind of a stressful month for the both of us. For me, it's finally kind of winding down, and for you guys that have known my financial struggles and the financial stuff going on in my life, know that I'm doing okay. Everything's going well. Um, Despite that, I got declined yesterday, so I looked into it. Long story short, I guess because Regal movie theaters aren't as popular anymore, and it's maybe like a less known thing. Bank of America was just like, "Hey, is this like?" It texted me after. It's like, "Hey, are you trying to purchase this?" Like, it was just trying to verify if it was me. And I looked at this afterward. I told Matt, I was like, my bank was like, "Did you spend $57 at Regal?" And like, it was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Come on, Bank of America, don't do this to me." But yeah, I said yes, and I was like, "Oh, okay, then you could try again." But by that time, Matt already paid, so I was like, "You know what, Matt? Just you got me next time. It's fine. Don't even worry. I got you next time. Don't even worry about it." So I'll take him out for a few beers or something like that. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's nice to finally be able to start going back out again. Um, I don't know, and like Rose is doing her thing there. I'm trying to get back into wanting to do my filming. I'm hoping to start my vlog about my rebuilding my car. Um, yeah, I think it's gonna be a good time going forward. I don't know when Mother's Day is, but like I said, I have my wife coming up on that episode too, which should be fun. But other than that, we're just riding on through. So this episode I'm gonna keep short and sweet because there's a lot going on for me today too, and I just want to make sure I spend the time accordingly. But for you guys that swung by, I didn't even announce this episode. I didn't do anything. I'll probably post it up afterward, and tune in after if you can. Would love if you like, comment, subscribe, and look forward to our next episodes. We're always trying to improve our show. I'm trying to make some more visuals, because like the green background is nice. The motivation station to the left right there looks great too. But I'm trying to add more animation, some more color, something more to look at than just my face. But a day at a time. But I hope everyone is doing well. I hope that the month of April is treating everybody well as well. And if you want to be on a show, please feel free to reach out to us. Um, yeah. And I just want to say once again, I didn't drink coffee. I'm just hydrating. Water is very important. So cheers to you guys, right? But we appreciate you as we always do at Motivation Station. Rose and I look forward for you guys to tune in every week, or watch the episodes when you can. But we do hope that we get more merch out there too. We want to make some shirts. We want to make some mugs, which I'm hoping to do over the course of next month. If you would like some merch just to rock it, please, please, please hit us up at motivationstation@gmail.com, right? So it's the same spelling. And let us know what you're interested in getting, and we'll send it out to you. And I mean, I'm hoping to make like some mugs made, get some coffee mugs made, and put them. Ask some coffee shops if they don't mind putting them out. They can sell at whatever they want. I'm just trying to kind of put ourselves out there. So hopefully that's gonna come up in June as well. But other than that, that's where we're at. It's just like another normal blessed day, and we're just riding it through. So until next time, my good friends, definitely have a good day and a motivated day, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.